you invited me to present Welcome to Country this evening. A big thank you. It's special that I get to have this moment to publicly acknowledge our friendship. Welcome to Country, folks, is a traditional Indigenous practice of protocol. With regards to Welcome to Country, it's about honour, respect, connection, and the heart of Indigenous law, Ilaware, for us to follow. It includes a gentle reminder for us to protect and respect Indigenous philosophy. It's about caring for country while caring for each other. Generally, it's considered courtesy for an elder to perform Welcome to Country. However, as Australian Indigenous population unfolds itself, we now know that we include relevant to the day a time to showcase our local and or national Indigenous history and culture into the welcome. I'm known as Aunty Bea Ballangarry. I know a lot of you know me already, but there are some I'm sure that doesn't know me. Some of you would know that my tribal geographical boundary is from Scots Heads in the south, Grafton to the north, and Ebor out to the west. Being an elder, in my understanding, has nothing to do with age. To me, it's more about who I am, what I do, and what I stand for, coupled with an individual style of knowing, understanding, while overlapping my participation in community. For me, as I grew into this role, I became socially aware of roles and responsibilities. In my experience, I'm also aware of the broader community, recognising who I am, what I do and who I stand for. Wendy is one of these people who knows much about me. I can make reference for most of this night, ladies and gentlemen, to the many events and connections that we've had over the years of our friendship. However, we don't have the time. I can mention here though that I met Wendy at the Coffs Harbour Education Campus about 30 years ago. We met, we connected, and we became good friends. Wendy has always supported me when I'm endeavouring to bring ideas into action, and she still supports me. These days, Wendy supports me to write my memoir, Shifting Skins. It's significant for me that here was chosen for today's event. Here is Corongarry Point. Corongarry Point, now I'm going to turn slowly so I don't fall, ladies and gentlemen. This is all part of Corongarry Point, but in particular, that big rock face that you see straight ahead is a birthing place for women. There's a place on the rock that sprouts natural spring water, coupled with the red-browed finchbird that we Indigenous people, Indigenous women know as Bunyang Meadow. Those little finchy birds, they appear and fly around the area at precisely the right time to enhance birth of. That translates to me as the right time for you, Wendy, to retire from one of your work roles. Therefore, it's the birth of something new. Okay, folks, back to the welcome. Our mob recognised that for thousands of years, Indigenous peoples paid attention to caring for country, preserving water systems, looking after creatures and maintaining our culture, spirituality and dreaming. I acknowledge and pay respect to the traditional custodians, the Gumbaynggirr peoples of this land here in Coffs Harbour. I pay respect to the elders, past, present and future. I pay tribute to the elders from the past because of how they stayed strong in culture which shaped positive ways for our story today. They taught us to read country, to know the tribal boundaries, how to live in harmony with our environment. They gave us legend stories, seeing to it that the stories have relevant meanings in our lives. I acknowledge the way they taught us patience and perseverance, how they gave us perspective and interconnectedness, how they gave us a system to honour all that lives, especially the life of each other and Mother Earth. I recognise elders of the present because of wisdom passed on to us to be strong in identity and to carry the other ways forward in a modern world, and how we are taking our cultural dream and knowledge further through a variety of mediums. I accept elders of our future because of how they will lead us into a positive, self-determined, confident tomorrow. I acknowledge all elders present here, and for those of you who travel from afar, you made it to Gumbaynggirr Country safely. I welcome you, and I welcome you all, and I wish you, Wendy, every success for a brighter, lighter future. Bye-bye.